Hello, Lynn here from Early Riser Crafting, and today we are doing pocket paper clips. And so these are the 6. We're not going to make 6, but they're easier than you think, especially when you decide to invest in a couple of punches. So this is one of my finds. Possibly I purchased it at Marshall's, Burlington, I'm not sure. But it's a pack of cards, beautifully printed with the gold going through, that marbleized watercolor technique, and the colors are just gorgeous. And then these beautiful gold envelopes. And you get 10 for $3.99, and that's really a good value. And what I did was, because when I bought these, I knew these were going to make great gift cards. They were going to make great paper clips, lots of things for pockets for my purple journal, which I will get to one day. So the way I did this one, because this is the one we're going to do together, okay? The back, you see the paper clip, no problem. And then use the same exact punch. You cut it in half, and then you glue it to the bottom. And then you cut out little pieces of ephemera. This is a little scripture verse. Oh, I have it in backwards. This is a beautiful little bird. And a ticket. And you could even put more things in here. And you just kind of like, and then you put them on the top of a journal page, and it just works really nice. And I even put a gold tip bookend corner on it. So the way you do this, you only need one punch. So I used my largest heart punch, which is 2 7/8. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. Probably got it on sale. I'm not quite remembering now. And you take the card. And you punch out a heart. Pretty simple so far. Give it a nice squeeze. There you go. Beautiful. And then for the back, I did another one. I really had no choice because this gold envelope paper is just too thin for the back. Well, let me see now. I think it would be too thin to use on the back. Well, we're going to give it a try. You know, we'll give it a try. You never know. I'm going to open up the envelope so I can get a nice big punch. I didn't do that too neat, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to cut this out real quick. Put in my punch. Punch it out. Give it a nice hard squeeze. And these Hobby Lobby punches punch beautiful. Real clean and neat. I'm very happy with this punch. I use it a lot for a lot of different projects. So I guess it'll work. We'll give it a try. Okay. But I love the way that looks so much. Now I'm going to do another heart out of this paper. I'm not going to be cheap. I can be a little bit cheap sometimes. Give it a nice hard punch. Okay. Now this has to be cut in half because this is going to be this part of the pocket clip. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to take out my small little cutting board. It works just fine. I'm going to measure, let's see, that's about the middle, I would say. And the way I look here and see if they look the same, these two. If one side looks a little bit, yeah, that looks more even. See that? I'm measuring how high these are coming out, making sure that they're even. That should work. Now I might have made it too low. I might have to do this again. See, that's a little bit lower than that one. But you know what? We're going to go with it. So now what we do is we get the right color to make sure we distress so we have no white core of paper. The color I'm going to use is Dusty Concord. It is the perfect purple for this card. I just happen to have the perfect purple. Just the way it is. So I'm going to go around. Make sure I always go beyond it. Make sure I get all the white that's showing. Okay, so I distressed the edges on both. So they're all done, ready to go. And the next thing you do, you don't put the clip on the back yet because you want to make sure this, whichever's going to be your front, lays nice and flat because you're going to be gluing this on. And you don't want that paper clip in the back. So that's the next step, and we take our berry glue and then we glue it on. Now this is a trimming that I bought at Hobby Lobby. It's huge. I mean, I think it's like 7 inches wide. $5.99, great price. I might have even gotten it 40% off. I don't even know. But what I like about it, and the reason why I purchased it, is because of all the different ombre colors. Fuchsia, pink, blue, green. So I'm going to take a strip of the purple. Instead of using this one, I want to try using one of these colors, one of these purples. And you can see how I just cut off a strip of the purple. That's all I had to cut off. I'll be using this thing forever. And by the way, in case you're wondering why all along the edge of the gold metallic I didn't distress with the Dusty Concord, is because for some reason, and I'll show you, doesn't take. Here's a bigger piece of the envelope paper. Look. Nothing. It just doesn't really take. So, no can do. But that's all right. Everything doesn't have to be distressed along the edges because there is no white core to this gold paper. This gold envelope paper is gorgeous. and it's gold all the way through. Tell you the truth, I don't know how they do it. It's beautiful though. So now I have to glue this to that. I have to tell you, this paper is so gorgeous. And if you do ideas like this, get your paper not from maybe a scrapbooking pad, but try cards in the store. You can get some really unique things that other people aren't going to have, because people buy it, look at it as a card pattern just to send out cards to people. But I look at it as crafting and a paper object that I could use for a lot of different things. But that is so pretty, is it not? So now we get to the part where we have to put on the paper clip. So if you remember, nothing changes. You glue it on the side, you put the double stick tape on the side you're not going to see. So we have our Scotch permanent double-sided tape. And I like Scotch products. I find them very dependable. And I just fold this up a little bit because it's hanging off the edge. Remember, you do the larger part of the paper clip on the outside, because this is the part that you want to see, and the inside is where you put the smaller end of the paper clip. And we're going to just give a little bit of room there for a little bow. Let's make sure it's centered. I think that looks pretty good. We turn it back over. We take some more double-sided tape. And we go across it for extra insurance on it. Make sure that thing stays down, because we don't want this popping up. And then we glue it. Now the most important part of the gluing down process is right down here. You really want to make sure that there is no lifting on the bottom of this. So you really take the time and you put your two thumbs in there and you really press down. That's important. Otherwise, when people use it, they stick it on the paper, it's going to catch in between those two sheets. You don't want that to happen. So you have to really just take your time, be patient, and hold it. That's a really important step. Oh boy, that is just the most gorgeous backside of a paper clip. And now we can decorate. So for this, I used a clear sticker that says "You've got this." I like the way that looks. And you have to make sure you rub down really well so the gold shows through. You want to make sure that you either use your fingernail. I use this also, this little tool, Dollar Tree tool. And I rubbed it down good without having to put any kind of little dents in it. You got to be kind of careful. Okay. And then you just cut off the edge. I got to make sure I cut it off completely. So I'm just going to get that little edge, make sure it's nice. Make sure all my edges are down. See? And there you go. And now for this one, I'm going to show you how to glue on these book corners. And I did show these in a previous video when I showed my bee journal. I used these metal corners for the front, but I use these for the back, and they're a good reinforcement for the back edges. You know, someone hits on that. It is metal. So what I do is I take the berry glue, and what I have to do is go inside with this beautiful little tip, and I squeeze out the glue in there. I'm careful not to put too, I don't want too much, but I do need enough so that it grabs. I don't know if you can see, but I did get the glue in there nice and neat. And now, okay, I'm going to push it through. Make sure I get it all the way through. See that? Beautiful. This, I'm just going to let that sit for a while and let that take its time to dry. So basically, that's how you do this clip. Then I would take one of my gold ribbons, tie a knot around it. Well, I'll do that. I'll do that now so that we're almost done with this. I'm thinking I need a couple of little bling dots. These are really tiny. I don't know if this company is still in business, but these are nice because they're goldish bronze. And I'll put one maybe there. No, that might be too much. Maybe just one right there. Yep. So I like to use the tip of an X-Acto knife to put down my rhinestones and other small pieces. It kind of gets it pretty much exact. I can get things pretty much in the middle. Then I just press it down hard. Okay, not too much, just a little teeny bit extra. Gives it that little oomph. Just a quick reminder of how I punch out those enter tickets. First I cut out the square, then I take just a regular standard hole punch, and I go to the corner like that, then I go to the middle, back to the corner. And that's all you have to do. Of course, I'm going to distress it, but I'll do that off camera. But all you do is use the standard punch. And you have a little ticket. Now, I do buy a lot of different index cards in different colors and different sizes. So for this punch, which is a pocket punch, I use these two colors. And the back looks like that. That's what the colors are in the back. And you do it just like you do the other ones. You push this in. Give it a nice good squeeze. Take this color, give it a nice good squeeze. Whoop, I want to make sure I'm lined up nice. I want to make sure I'm lined up. And the reason for that is because when I go to cut it with the little mini paper punch, see, now when I turn it over on its side to cut it, I have lines, see? I made sure I did that pretty good. See, because it's exactly straight across the heart, so when I turn it this way, I can just get it right where I want it, which is there. Is it? We shall see. Okay, and then you just follow the same instructions that I did on the purple one. And I'll just line those up. Now, for this one, which is also a pocket punch, I used a floral punch. So I used the green color, which is here. Get it straight. That's the back of it. Then I use the yellow in front. I do the same thing. Very easy. Then I'm going to cut it in half, which is probably, let's see, it's probably right about in the middle of that line. So I'm going to go just, and see, I can measure out because I had the lines right there. Certainly does make it easier when you do certain things with index cards. You sort of help you measure things out. And that's how I did that one. Then you just follow all the same instructions that I did for the purple one. You know, you have to glue this part down first. I distressed it with fossil damper. And then the green I distress with peeled paint. And then I just put some cutesy little things in there. A rose, a heart, live, love, with some washi tape on the heart. Another little daisy thing, hello. And that one is ready. So that's how you do that one. And then finally, this one is done with a circle punch. And this punch is clearly marked, so I don't have to write it any place. It's clearly marked. And it's made by EK Success. Very, very well made punch. This is a Fiskars 2-incher. So, for this round circular one, it's a little smaller than the one I just did. I'm going to do that one. Then I did the green on top. Then I cut it on the fourth line again because I have the lines. It certainly makes it much easier. And don't throw anything out. Like, I'm going to save this in case I use it for the bottom of a different color. Let's say I cut this out in the red. I already have this for the bottom, so I don't waste anything. I save all my little scraps. So this is the background. I'm going to do the green on top this time. And I have the lines, so I can do a pretty good job on this. And I'm going to do it right at the halfway mark. Pretty much. Doesn't have to be exact. And then you glue that down. Or I think this was the side. Yeah. Then you glue that down. I distressed this green with the vintage photo. Oh, that's right. I think I did this whole thing in vintage photo. Yeah. And then I put a ribbon, a little bow, stuck some little tags in it, little banner tag to do. And this says, a fun time, a little star. Just, you know, fun. This one is very lighthearted. I'll probably save it for my yellow book. Eventually I will get to it. So that's basically how you do and set up for your pocket punches. So the freebie I'm offering, I could send it to you as a PDF or a JPEG or in pages. You just have to indicate that in the comments. And my Gmail address will be in the description, so you can let me know. I used the purple one for this one, but I've also given you other colors and 2 different sizes. And so I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.